Okay, I want to share a writing that I did, um, or I like to call personal or practical um, tidbits of comfort. Comfort. This one's called "The Gospel is a Song." Music has always been a big part of my life growing up. My first vinyl record was a gift from my father called "The Gambler" by Kenny Rogers, country music. I listened to it till it got warped. I loved it. To this day, the late and great artist remains one of my favorite artists. Later in life, I was in musical plays and choir in high school. I sang in church and even at my 18-month-old son's celebration of life. I know now Christ was my complete grace that day. I don't even remember the duet song I sang or with who. All I remember was I felt truly dead in my flesh, but alive and at peace through Christ's strength. Amen. It was very foreign to me. I was always told God helps those who help themselves. What a crock. He was definitely carrying me that day because I had nothing left to give. He used that tragedy as a beautiful blessing to me. Even to this day, he is showing me how his hand was on it all. Amen. Ironically, that's when I walked away from the church. The death of my son Taylor and a pastor telling me I didn't have enough faith to save my son shattered and broke me. Yet it was the best thing I ever did. Praise God. It took some hard times, tribulations, and loss. But through it all, including through my anger, he comforted me and spoke to me through music. He left the 99 to come and get little old me and brought me back into fellowship with himself and gave me so much more of himself through true fellowship within the body, which I knew nothing about. Anyway, that was a bit of a boast to his awesome work in my life through shame, hurt, and failure. Amen. We have an extra special advocate praying to the Father for us and in us. It's hard not to boast of his works. Amen. Okay, back on track. I love how certain songs could just reach your soul and speak to you. For comfort, to vent, to give hope, etc. What I didn't understand till I learned the gospel was it was God through the Spirit of Christ giving those comforts. Thank you, Jesus. I remember growing up as a teenager, whenever I would have a hard day at school, I'd saddle up my horse, which was my second great love. I lived on a ranch, and because I was brought up in a Christian home, I was only allowed to listen to Christian music. So I put my headphones on, turned on my Walkman, and blasted up the mountains behind my house. I would cry out to God through tears, and yet always came down the hills with thankfulness and peace in my heart. Amen. The renewing comforts of Christ through the Spirit and truths in the gospel were so lost to me back then. I knew nothing of renewing your mind in Christ through the gospel. And yet he still worked his comforts into me. All glory to God. Now I am so grateful because I can't write anymore. Yet those songs of comfort are still in me. It's not so much the music itself that penetrates my spirit now, but the washing and renewing, living water that is Christ himself, saturating my spirit with joy and satisfaction in any situation. Amen. Thinking on Christ and not on myself. The melody of the flowing water and blood that washes away all unrighteousness, ringing true in my spirit as I listen to him serenade me with his love so true. It's the power from Christ, the beautiful words sung by the gospel, given by the Creator, all through simple faith. I don't know any record sung more powerful than that. Amen. It's life to my soul. That's why I see the gospel as a song. It's as a life-giving song of hope, always playing perfectly and never warping. All we do is listen and get swept away and enjoy the beautiful lyrics and melody. It's the best song ever written by the artist. Thank you, Jesus, for your everlasting song of love through your precious life-giving lyrics, given selflessly in love through the precious gospel of grace. Amen. I pray that blessed you, and I don't usually get emotional on videos, at least I try not to. However, that was bittersweet for me because that was a very difficult time in my life, losing my son, and thinking that I was going to get comfort from the church, institutional church referring to. I didn't have any kind of fellowship yet. I didn't even know what fellowship was, true fellowship was. So I thought that if I reached out to my church that I was going to get that comfort. No, instead I got condemnation and saying I didn't have enough faith to save my son. You know, when you hear that, especially with what you're already dealing with, you know, as far as the grief, that's like the last thing you want to hear from a pastor. It would be the last, it's shocking to hear a pastor say that instead of pointing you to Christ and saying that he is your comfort and he is your mercy and grace and your advocate, your everything. No. It was more condemnation being put on you, what you already had with, say, the situation of how your son was taken from you. And I remember I was so devastated and angry that I walked away. You know, it was hard. It was just extremely hard. But yet, through that anguish and through that pain and through that suffering, the beauty from the ashes shined through and is continuing to shine through to this day. And I think that's where my emotions just kind of overwhelm me, because it's so beautiful to see now the hand of Christ on us all through our worst times in our lives, and how he turns it into something so beautiful. And he gets all the glory. So I just want to encourage you that don't let anybody steal your crown. The joy of the gospel, the simple truth through his precious blood and his accomplishment, and that you are complete. Once you believe, you are complete in Christ. And your old man is crucified right up on the cross with him. And you're dead and buried, and you're baptized into the body of Christ. And you are qualified for the inheritance that he has right now for you. And I just pray more people find that comfort through the simple faith of the gospel and see that it is the power of Christ unto salvation for all who believe. Everyone, Jew, Gentile, whatever. Christ is all in all through his body. So I don't want to make this too much longer, but I just pray that you were blessed by that, and that it offers maybe somebody some comfort.